Okay, so I wanted to do a reading today that I thought would cheer me up. And it actually really surprised me what I'm seeing here. And I wanted to share, not because I want anyone to expect anything to go wrong in the next election. I think everything is going to be okay. We are going to elect the right person, and it's going to be because we have a ton of strength behind us. This is going to be about how many people come out to vote and are so ready for a new kind of president, a new kind of administration, a new kind of country, get back to something better. These are great positive cards, but the rest of these, I just have I think what it's telling me is that we're like in an age of like disasters right now, I feel like. And I'm thinking that the disaster has to be as bad as it needs to be in order for us to see that there's something wrong with the system. And I think that this next election might have to open our eyes about problems in our voting system. And in 2016, I thought that we were kind of getting there, but I feel like we glossed over and we just made the problem was the disinformation, the hacking, into emails and the disinformation campaign by the Russians and others to confuse people. But I think that this next election we're going to have some problems, and it's going to be grueling and difficult to get through. I just don't think it's going to be this slam dunk, at least not at this point, and things can change if we start to clean things up sooner. So, I mean, for me to be, I expect to see kings and queens and celebrations and pentacles and cups overflowing. And it's like, we're just like, yes. And, I see just fighting, chaos, confusion, loss, like not loss. I don't think this is loss as in losing the election, but where are the votes? Like things are missing. I see on the surface like a fighting to stand our ground. People are like, this is us fighting to stand our ground. And then beneath the surface, I see this as a literal like manipulation of votes, switching of votes. I think votes are going to be messed with. I think votes are going to disappear. I think there's going to be a lot of fighting and chaos, which could be more of the disinformation sort of campaigns, but also like trying to take away voting rights and make it more difficult for people to vote. It's so upsetting. And I hate to share it, but sometimes I think we just need to like be prepared, and then it'll make it easier to get through. Like I see this as sort of, this is the feeling of what I expected to see in this read, and what we all sort of are going to go in feeling like we're just like overflowing. We're so ready for a new day. The sun is shining. Our hearts are overflowing. And then like what we get is poverty. And again, with the like, it's like you see these crows down, you're like, where are the votes? Why are there so few? There's going to be like something that just, it's like, this is not right. Something doesn't feel right. But then I still see like ultimately the right person is elected because of the strength. It's like if we had another situation where there weren't enough people coming out to vote, it could have been a problem. But I think that we're going to like sort of beat the whatever like malicious system trying to take the election, and we're going to win. And the fear being that the emperor, and this bums me out because this tells me that Trump is actually going to be in the next election. I was really hoping he was going to be gone by then. And because I did make sure in this reading that I read on the next elected president, as opposed to, well, I think I already said this, if by chance there's an interim period, but where we have someone other than Trump in place. But yeah, so anyway, this just makes me feel like, oh no, is he actually going to be there? And we're going to be like having to be afraid of him again, and all of his awful tactics and trickery, and just like that looming like fear that we had at the last, like at least I did. I think a lot of people did. So anyway, but that's hopes and fears. This doesn't mean that this is some outcome. That's just what we're fighting. That's what's going to bring the people out. He's going to lose whether he likes it or not. And, and yes, he's a trickster, but it's not just him. It's who's going to come out and also be a part of this sort of operate. Like, they all need to come out. This is an investigation into who is behind the screen, you know, like causing problems. You know, we're going to be sort of left with a mystery of who is behind this. And again, you know, who is it? Russia again? Is that the dark figure? You know, behind the screen, or behind, is that the right word? Like the sort of Wizard of Oz thing. That's what we're going to have to figure out in the next administration. But, you know, maybe it's about time, because it just really seemed like that got glossed over and sort of ignored in the 2016 election, which always felt to me that there was some vote manipulation, but it's just like, no, we didn't really find that, so move on. It's, you know, it was just about disinformation. So, you know, I see like there could, you know, be some hacking, some difficulties voting, and it might just be just another kind of disaster that is going to end up okay, because then we'll learn, and this is what tells me we're going to learn, and it's all going to be okay. It's like we need to see what's wrong with the system. We need to see what's right and wrong with the system. It's like I keep seeing this key. It's like finding who's kind of holding the keys. Who's the secret puppet master of it? You know, who's getting in? Who's hacking in? Maybe that's what that key is. Like, it's like someone like sort of getting their way into our elections and like sort of finding a way to unlock our system and manipulate it. So I am sorry that I can't see who's winning or who's in it. I have hopes for certain people, but it seems like the right thing happens as long as lots of people come out, and then we will have to sort of investigate this. So, you know, if it gets grueling, just know we'll get through it. And I want to read on this every few weeks, because I want to see if it changes. You know, if we do start to address these things earlier, then it could help. So anyway, that's my read. I hate to give any kind of bad news on the future election, but I think that, you know, this is at least what I'm feeling right now. Let me know if you have any thoughts or feelings, or requests for other kinds of other readings. If you like this, please like and subscribe so you can you can be around for more readings like this. So hope to see you next time. Thanks. Bye.